You're listening to For the Republic, a love letter to Star Wars animation.
We are now officially halfway through Star Wars Celebration Europe. Day 2 has come and gone, and we have plenty of exciting things to talk about from the convention today. I am Andrew from For the Republic, and let's talk about the biggest things from Day 2 of Star Wars Celebration. The big panel today was focusing on the Ahsoka series. We, of course, got our first look at it yesterday with our first trailer. We got a tease of Thrawn. We got our first real look at Sabine and Hera in live action. It has got me very, very excited. We got in this panel a few more glimpses at our villain characters for this series. Dave Filoni talked about what's to come with the show, but they did show an extended trailer compared to what we saw yesterday. This was just for the convention crowd, and a few things were shown off. One of them being Sabine apparently wielding Ezra's green lightsaber in one of the scenes, which has me very excited. But the big thing, the big reveal, Lars Mikkelsen is officially coming back as Grand Admiral Thrawn, as a lot of us were expecting. I am very excited to hear this. He did a great job voicing the character in Rebels, and it's nice to have that continuity and having him continue to portray the role. I think he's going to do an excellent job. The glimpses that people showed off at Celebration said that he looked really good. He looked very true to the character, and I'm really excited to see Thrawn in live action. They've been hinting at it. Dave Filoni talked about how he's been working with Timothy Zahn to make Thrawn as close to the books as he possibly can be, which I really enjoy. I love that we're getting that connectivity, especially because a lot of Dave Filoni's works, as much as I love the guy, have gone against some of the stuff that has been established in the books and the comics. So that was very nice to see, as well as the fact that Kevin Kiner is doing the score for Ahsoka. Of course, Kiner has done the score for Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, all of the animated projects for the most part. I love a good Kevin Kiner score. He is synonymous with Ahsoka. Of course, he created Ahsoka's theme. The fact that we're having Kiner, who did Rebels, now doing the spiritual successor to Rebels, is very exciting. Now my anticipation for the series is through the roof. Of course, August 2023, we're going to get Ahsoka, and yeah, the stuff that we got from this panel has me even more excited. We also, in terms of announcements, got the confirmation that yes, we are getting a season 2 of Tales of the Jedi. We, of course, got the first season last fall, focusing on Count Dooku and Ahsoka Tano. We don't know which Jedi this season is going to focus on. We also don't know, as far as I'm aware, the episode count either. So we might have more to work with this time around. I'd love to see the expansion of time periods, have it take place throughout multiple different time periods in the Star Wars galaxy, not just restricting yourself to the prequels. And I'm glad we got a season 2, because the concept of Tales of the Jedi was awesome, but I felt that they made very safe choices with both Dooku and Ahsoka. I really love the Dooku shorts though, so if we get more like that in season 2 and tell more interesting stories with some Jedi that aren't typically spotlighted as much, I will be super happy with it, and I just will never say no to more Star Wars animation, so I'm very happy about that. And of course, we got to talk about the High Republic panel, because the High Republic is currently getting the most spotlight it's ever had with the announcement of the Acolyte, and everyone's still reeling over what they showed in the Studio Showcase panel yesterday. But those in attendance for the High Republic panel were greeted to an extra surprise, because Leslye Headland showed up, and they played the Acolyte trailer again. Allegedly, she talked about how much of her fandom was impacted by the legend stories in the 90s, and how much respect she has for this publishing group and this time period that she was able to craft her story in. I think that's really awesome. I love how much of a fan she is. But to the surprise of myself and maybe some others, we're getting some connection between the High Republic storytelling and the Acolyte, because we're going to have a very familiar character. We, I think, knew that Rebecca Henderson, who is the wife of Leslye Headland, was going to have a role in the series. However, it was confirmed in this panel that she is going to be playing Vernestra Rwoh, one of my favorite characters from the High Republic books, and I am so excited to see an older version of Vern on screen. I think it's going to be awesome. I love that we're getting some acknowledgement of the High Republic books. I hope that they're going to stay true to her story. For those who are unfamiliar with the High Republic books, she is like the main protagonist of a lot of the middle grade and young adult stories that we've seen in this universe, and she was a Jedi prodigy. She was promoted to knighthood at the age of 17, which is very early for to be promoted to knight, even in this time period of prosperity in the Jedi Order, which I think is awesome, and I can't wait to see her in the series. We also got a lot of reveals about Phase 3. We know that Alyssa Wong, who is most known for writing the Dr. Aphra comics, is joining the High Republic Publishing Initiative, which I think is awesome. We know that this phase is titled Trials of the Jedi, and we got a whole list. I'm going to flash on the screen all of the different stories that we're going to be getting. What I do love is that Charles Soule, who did write the first High Republic story with Light of the Jedi, which is just an amazing novel if you have not read it yet, he is going to be bookending it. He will be writing the last High Republic adult novel, that being The Night of Sorrow. I am so excited for Phase 3. It starts in October, and it's going to go all the way until, I think they said, the spring of 2025. So we're going to have at least 2 years left in the High Republic sandbox, but they did say at the panel that these stories are just the beginning for the High Republic. So that has me very excited as someone who is a huge fan of the era, and shout out to everyone that was at the High Republic meetup today. A lot of my friends were there. All the cosplays were amazing. It's so cool that so many people have connected with this side of the Star Wars universe, and that they got to be treated with a glimpse at the Acolyte trailer and what just sounded like an amazing panel. So if you were there, let me know how it was. Thank you guys for joining us. You can find me on Twitter and all other social media platforms at Starly Andrew. You can find us on Twitter at For the Repub Pod and Instagram at For the Republic Pod for further updates and our thoughts on Celebration as well. And join me back here tomorrow for my recap of Day 3. We'll see you guys later, and may the Force be with you, always.